Hey, what's up guys? Kip here again. This time I'm making a video for my dad. My dad means the world to me, and I just wanted to show a little bit of appreciation for all that he's done for me. I know that he'll appreciate this, but it'll also help us with memories as well. So this hunt is his 2020 Utah limited entry Wasatch muzzleloader tag. So if you saw the previous video here, that's if you haven't watched it, it's an hour and 22 minutes, and it's of my son's 2020 rifle tag. And so last year when we were putting in for tags, I told my dad, with the amount of points that he's got and his age, we should try to look for a unit that he'd be able to draw with 13 points. And so as I did my research, the muzzleloader tag was the best chance for him to draw, and he ended up drawing that tag. Along with that tag is when my son drew the rifle tag, and so all the scouting and everything that you've seen in that other video went right along with this, and so it actually killed two birds with one stone. So I wasn't bouncing between units, or between the two units, it was just in one unit, so that was awesome. This time I decided to put a buck in the background here. This is a buck I shot a couple years ago, and just better something to look at while I'm talking. But in this hunt here, my dad's, again, the backstory of my dad: he's 76. He's never shot a bull in his life. He taught me everything I need to know, everything I knew about hunting, and it's my opportunity to be his guide on this hunt. And I'm super excited for that, and I'm super proud of him as well. He means the world to me. Being 76 and never shooting a bull, he just never had the opportunity to do it. And so for me, I just wanted to have him experience that feeling. And I'm so thankful that I was his guide. Anyway, follow along with us. This is not going to be an hour and 22 minutes like our previous videos. And I appreciate it. And hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'm going to try to bring as many videos as I can to you throughout our hunting seasons. But follow along with us. This is my dad's 2020 Utah muzzleloader elk tag. Sounds like they're getting closer. Sounds like they're getting closer. So this is where we went up and started scouting for more elk at our other spot, just below where my son had shot his bull. And we just went there that night, opening day night, and ended up finding a few good bulls. And this bull right here that you're gonna see in the spotting scope here, I zoomed in on him, showed my dad. He took a look at it and said, hey, I'd shoot something like that. And so it was game on for the morning. We decided that we would go back and try to go after this bull. Now, this bull is not the best bull in the world, and you know, he's not the biggest bull in the unit, but when your hunter that you're hunting with says, hey, I'm gonna shoot that thing, you don't say no. So you just try to do everything you can to get him in on it. So we just sat there and we watched this bull forever. I tried to judge him, you know, he was a long way away, so the footage that you see here is not the greatest, but we did get some good footage of this bull, and then we just decided to make a game plan to go back and try to shoot this bull in the morning. This bull, it was getting late, and we were just watching this bull bugle and, you know, just having a good time, thinking maybe we could get over there before it got dark, but it was just too late, and there was no way we were going to be able to get to where he was at to even make a gameplay at him. So we watched him till he got up here and walked off into the trees. We knew where he was at. It was getting dark, and we'd go there the next day. So the next morning, day 2, we went up and went into the same spot. We saw that bull walk off into the trees like we saw last night, and I kind of knew, you know, the direction that he was going and where that canyon funneled down into. So I told my dad, I said, let's go up into the other side of the, you know, the draw, because he may have dropped down for water and then come up on the other side of the draw, and we'll go there and we'll do some bugling and see if we can't draw him out of this draw. As we were sitting there, we ended up finding this bull, and as you can see, this bull is a way better caliber bull than that one that we saw last night. And so we sat there and watched this thing forever and tried to make a game plan on what we were going to do for him. Again, I showed my dad this bull in the spotting scope. You know, I was probably more excited than he was. And as we were watching this bull, I ranged him at, I think he was, what, around 600 yards, maybe 560, something like that, straight downhill into a pretty deep frickin' canyon. And so as we were sitting there contemplating on what to do, you know, the weather was coming in. As you can see, the wind, or you can hear the wind, was howling at us. So we just sat there, watched this thing, and decided, you know what, let's try to make a game plan on this thing. Let's see what we're gonna do. So as he went off into the trees, we decided to sit down, make a game plan, and see what we could do about going in after this bull. The weather was coming in, it was getting cold, and then all of a sudden it started raining on us. And so we had to make a makeshift tent out of a tarp that I had, and we put the 2 4-wheelers together and we sat underneath the tent for a while, just to get out of the rain so we wouldn't get cold. Here we are. It's raining. We got our makeshift tent, whatever you want to call it. After the rain had stopped, we actually sat there. I looked for that bull forever, could never see him. Didn't see any sign of him anywhere down in that canyon. My dad and I decided that the hike down there would just be, you know, with his age and everything, we just decided that the hike down there was really grueling. You know, I mean, I would shoot that thing down there, but it would have taken us a week to get that thing out. So we decided that we would go sit on a water hole that was kind of in the same area and hopefully see if we could get these bulls to come in. And unfortunately that night we didn't have any bulls come in, and then we went back to our camp. So even though we saw that big bull, he was a ways away, so we decided the next morning, because I had to leave that afternoon to get to work that night, we decided to go hunting to a different area that we had seen some bulls. Here it comes. Are you ready? Hold on. Next opening. I ended up calling in a decent 5-point, and there was a smaller bull in front of this bull in this clip, and I bugled and I told my dad, wait, and because the smaller bull was coming out first, and then the 5-point that was following him, he would have shot that, but he ended up not shooting. And at the end of the day, I asked him, I said, well, how come you didn't shoot that? You see in this clip, I stopped the bull for him. He had this bull at like 100 yards, and he said, well, you told me to stop. You told me to hold on. So we had some miscommunication between us, and I just told my dad, I said, if there's any bull in your sight that you want to shoot, this is your tag. Don't allow me to stop you. And so with that miscommunication over, we kind of had our game plan. If he were to see another bull that he'd take it. And so I tried to get that bull to come back, but he just kind of moseyed off. We didn't really scare him or anything, but he just went off into the trees, and we could never get him to respond back. So that afternoon we packed up, and I had to go home and work for the next few days. So this was on Wednesday. So I had to work from Wednesday until the following Monday. And then Monday is when we came back. Just videoing of where this is what the other side looks like. Cool shot from about right here somewhere. And the bull died. Somewhere in there. That's how far he shot. Pretty cool. So that afternoon we decided to just stay and glass this hill, and then we went over to the other side and went back into the water hole where those other big bulls were the week before. Ended up calling in a bull, but just could never see him. Ended up sitting there until dark, and then decided, you know what, we knew that there was a couple of bulls in the area, so we'd go back there the next morning. First elk. How old are you?
76.
Muzzleloader bull. Pick him up. One shot. There he is. So as you can see in this video, this is just the aftermath of what happened after he had shot the bull and after we had found it. We went back to that water hole the same morning and sat there for a while, and nothing was coming in, so I let out a bugle, and there was a couple of bulls that had bugled behind us. So I said, we just got to go in after them. We got to push into their bedroom. So we did. We ended up getting up into there, and one of the bulls was going off in another direction, and so I said, we got to chase this bull. We got to get in his bedroom and make him mad. And so we hiked up the hill a little bit further. I put my phone away because at that point I was bugling and cow calling, and you know, as much as I wanted to get the kill shot on video, I just couldn't do it. I just wanted my dad to succeed with this bull hunt. And so one of the bulls bugled. I bugled right in his bugle. I pissed him off. I knew that was going to make him come in. My dad had a rest on a tree, and I told him, you know, I said, watch the end of that clearing. This bull's going to come out. Let me take a look at him before you shoot. And so as the bull was coming into the clearing, I was telling my dad to wait, and no sooner did I say that, I heard the kaboom, you know, and then I heard the thump, and so I knew he'd hit the bull. And then he's like, oh no, it slipped. And I'm like, what do you mean it slipped? And I had thought the gun had slipped off the tree, and he slipped with his trigger finger. So we learned our lesson from the first time. When I told him to wait, he said I was not going to wait. And he ended up just pounding that thing. As soon as he saw the antlers, he just let it rip. And so when he talked about letting it slip, it was just his finger slipped, and I think he was excited. But it didn't really matter. He hit that bull square in the lungs and the heart. The thing didn't run very far, and we ended up going over and getting it, and here's his first bull. So it was an awesome experience, and I am so glad that I was there with him to get that done. So hey, thanks again guys for following along. I hope you guys enjoyed that video as much as I did putting it together. I just wanted to thank my dad and dedicate this video to him. Thank you, Dad. I love you. I hope that you enjoy this video that I put together for you. I loved guiding you, and I hope to have a lot more hunts with you. Look at your face. It's freaking awesome. It was so awesome. And again, thanks guys for following along. Be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I hope to do some more videos. I've got a few more videos I'm going to do this year of my son's first deer hunt, and then a cow elk hunt that we just completed. So again, thank you so much. Appreciate it.